Welcome Cryptopians to Total Crypto Updates, bringing you another video for real deep dives into the crypto industry. I can't promise to only speak about crypto, but I can promise everything will be overstood. Let's dive into today's very dense crypto update. Let's begin with some bullish tweets from Jack Dorsey on the new social platform and protocol implementation. The co-founder and former CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, has announced that the beta version of his decentralized social platform, Blue Sky, is now accepting users. The next step is to start testing the protocol. Distributed protocol development is a tricky process, the company shared in a news release last Tuesday. It requires coordination from many parties once a network is deployed, so we're going to start in private beta to iron out issues. As we beta test, we'll continue to iterate on the protocol specs and share details about how it works. When it's ready, we'll move to the open beta, he added, sharing a link to sign up for the beta test's waitlist. According to the press release, the brand new application will make use of an authenticated transfer protocol, sometimes known as a federated social network because it will be managed by numerous sites rather than just one. The term Blue Sky conjures up an image of limitless potentiality and openness. According to the press release, it was the initial name for this initiative before it took shape, and it continues to remain the name of our organization. We are going to give the application that we are constructing the name Blue Sky because it will be a gateway to the world of possibilities on top of the protocol. On Twitter a week ago, Dorsey revealed that Blue Sky's goal is to compete with any firm trying to own the underlying basics for social media or the data of the people using it. Blue Sky was first established in 2019 by Twitter with the purpose of assisting the social media behemoth in the development of a comparable decentralized concept. In response to a question and answer session at the time, Dorsey stated that the most important and long-term goal is to establish a resilient and open framework for public conversation. In February, the company made the announcement that it had formed Blue Sky PB LLC, which it described as a public benefit LLC that would implement that objective as an independent entity. Dorsey is one of the board members of this newly established corporation. Dorsey said at the time that he thinks with all my heart that Musk taking over was the right path for Twitter. In principle, I don't believe anyone should own or govern Twitter, Dorsey said in the post. Its goal is to serve the public as a protocol-level public utility rather than as a commercial enterprise. When it comes to resolving the issue of it being a firm, though, Elon is the one option that I have faith in. I have faith in his work to spread the awareness that we are all connected. This was also posted on Cointelegraph.com. In a tweet by Eleanor Terrett, she stated with documents with proof that former Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Jay Clayton, who was behind the legal action brought against Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson on the grounds that XRP is a security, is now one of Ripple's indirect backers. He is able to achieve this through his employment at Electric Capital, which is one of the businesses that made the decision to write an amicus brief in support of Ripple Labs. She writes in the tweet, "Irony at its finest, Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman are now inadvertently supporting at Ripple through their associations with at Electric Capital and at A16Z, which are both members of the @crypto_council. All tweets on this page will be on the Total Crypto Update Twitter page as a retweet." In an article posted on beincrypto.com states, September saw the completion of the final draft of the Markets in Crypto Assets, MiCA, bill for the European Union. In October, officials from the European Parliament voted in favor of the legislation by a margin of 28-1, and it still needs to pass one more vote. The comprehensive measure addresses a wide range of issues, including money laundering, stablecoins, cryptocurrency mining, and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Nevertheless, it contains a number of other stipulations that, if implemented, would have an impact on crypto influencers. Patrick Hansen, who serves as the Director of EU Strategy and Policy for Circle, discovered one of these sections on November 1. Crypto influencers who post comments on social media without disclosing their affiliation might be in legal hot water, according to the fine print. Once MiCA is implemented, it will be considered market manipulation in the EU if it is believed that they are profiting from the repercussions of the acts they have taken, as he pointed out. Patrick tweet. Crypto influencers beware, commenting on crypto assets in social media without disclosure and profiting from the effects of that will be considered market manipulation in the EU once MiCA is in force. With the regulation bill attached to the tweet, the authorities in charge of regulation are certain that this constitutes a step forward that will make the region more appealing for the cryptocurrency industry. On November 2, MiCA rapporteur Stefan Berger remarked that these regulations are necessary if Europe wants to be a big player in the crypto game. Another article posted on CryptoPotato.com went like this. Google, a subsidiary of Alphabet Incorporated, has recently introduced Blockchain Node Engine, which includes support for Ethereum. For those working on Web3 projects, Google offers a fully managed node hosting solution via its Blockchain Node Engine. Blockchain developers can use Google Cloud's Cloud for Web3, the company says, to do the following. Build and scale faster with simple, secure tools and infrastructure for Web3. Get co-sell and growth opportunities, like promotion on Marketplace and support for on- and off-chain governance. Google's Amit Zavery and James Tromans wrote, ensuring that blockchain infrastructure is ready and available typically means having a DevOps team on hand to monitor the system and remediate problems during an outage. Blockchain Node Engine is a fully managed service, which can mean you don't have to worry about availability. Google Cloud actively monitors the nodes and restarts them during outages as needed. On Cointelegraph.com, an article posted on the Lightning Network's emergency update reads, on November 1, after a serious problem led LND nodes to go out of sync chain, an emergency fix was issued to all of Lightning Network's LND node operators. This was the second critical flaw that the network has encountered in a little less than a month's time. According to Lightning Labs, the company that developed the Bitcoin Lightning Network, the BTC wire parsing library experienced a problem that caused some LND nodes to cease synchronizing. The emergency patch, version 15.4, was made available for download not quite 3 hours following the maintenance break. According to the press release, this is an emergency hot fix release to fix a bug that can cause LND nodes to be unable to parse certain transactions that have a very large number of witness inputs. The fault only affected LND nodes, which resulted in the current chain state being rendered obsolete, despite the fact that payment transactions could still be processed. Additionally, certain variants of electors were affected. Off-chain transactions are transactions that take place between parties that are not part of the blockchain network. The Lightning Network is a second layer that has been added to Bitcoin's blockchain to facilitate these types of transactions. On a posted article on Decrypt.com stated the Ethereum-based project Art Gobblers, which was co-created by Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland and crypto investment firm Paradigm, was released on Monday. According to CryptoSlam, Art Gobblers has already produced over $26 million worth of secondary sales following a free NFT mint that took place last night. This indicates that there is a tremendous amount of enthusiasm surrounding the project. Yesterday, Art Gobblers announced the debut of 1,700 new Gobbler artwork NFTs, all of which were available to be minted for free by anyone who had been added to an approved allow list. Another 8,000 Gobbler NFTs are going to be gradually released over the course of the next 10 years after another 300 NFTs were set aside specifically for project developers and contributors. Shortly after that, the NFTs began trading on secondary markets for considerable sums, with the cheapest available NFT being listed at 14.5 ETH, which is equivalent to approximately $22,850. On Monday evening, one NFT was sold for an amount of ETH equivalent to roughly $138,000. In a tweet by MoneyGram announcing that MoneyGram will offer the service in all states except New York, Idaho, and Hawaii. CoinMe will support MoneyGram's new services backend. Per global standards, the corporation will include cryptocurrency to the app in 2023. CoinMe may add Matic, Link, Doge, and XLM. As a next step in the evolution of MoneyGram, we're thrilled to provide our customers with access to a trusted and easy-to-use platform to securely buy, sell, and hold select cryptocurrencies, says MoneyGram Chief Executive Alex Holmes. MoneyGram uses CoinMe's ATM software to allow crypto purchases using bank cards. The company worked with Stellar. Users with Stellar wallets can convert their assets to USDC and cash out through MoneyGram's network. MoneyGram might gain consumers by adding crypto to its app. Customers that utilize it for foreign remittances but have no Bitcoin exposure. In Q1 2022, MoneyGram recorded $83 million in digital revenue. In Q2, digital sales grew to $92 million, indicating record revenue through digital channels, including its app. In an interview with CNN earlier this year, Holmes said that converting crypto to fiat and vice versa is costly. Perhaps this new partnership with CoinMe is the answer. Moving on to why Binance helped Elon with Twitter. An article on the Bitcoinist stated, Twitter's chief executive officer Changpeng Zhao, CZ, has recommended that the network will advance and embrace cryptocurrency. The CEO of Twitter stated that operating a company such as Twitter is challenging, but that Musk is capable of doing it. The social media platform is said to have many issues, including spam comments, fraudster accounts, and bad management, according to CZ. In addition, he argues that previous administrators of Twitter did not adequately monetize the platform, which led to slow growth and a great deal of operational problems. In an article posted on Cointelegraph.com about Apple and its new rules for crypto read, Apple made an announcement on the 24th of October stating that cryptocurrency exchange applications may facilitate transactions or transmissions of cryptocurrency on an approved exchange but only in countries or regions where the app has appropriate licensing and permissions to provide a cryptocurrency exchange. Additionally, any additional payments required to unlock additional features will need to be made using in-app purchase currencies. This is due to the fact that developer apps may not use their own mechanisms to unlock content or functionality, such as license keys, augmented reality markers, QR codes, cryptocurrencies, and cryptocurrency wallets. Apple argues that the goal of this move is to provide customers with a safe experience and give developers a chance to be successful. However, I disagree with this assessment. It is abundantly clear that Apple is engaging in yet another deceitful tactic in order to retain all of the profits that it can make. This is an especially intriguing move because it relates to non-fungible token (NFT) technology in Web3 games, both of which are experiencing a meteoric rise in popularity. Apple has been blocking various features in crypto apps for some time as well. Brian Armstrong stated, That will conclude today's update on trending news in the crypto world. Thank you for watching if you made it all the way through. Stay tuned, we are an active admin. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Never be afraid to voice your opinion. Tell us in the comments what you think, and give us some suggestions on what kind of content you'd like us to deep dive into. Until next time, good day, good night, and goodbye.